Pisces, my double fish, what's up? Okay, so before we start, per usual, let me give you the contemplators that jumped. So we have the Strength card in reverse, the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, the Ten of Cups reversed, the Four of Swords reversed, Six of Pentacles reversed, and the King of Swords. All right, Pisces, maybe a little bit of a step back from the beginning of the month, but it's okay. Let's see what's up, okay, and what's going on. Guardian angels of love and light, ancestors lost and known in the seas of time, please intercede into this reading to provide Pisces with the clarity and direction as to which he or she seeks, and please grant me, the reader, the objectivity to read the cards and relay every single message as they're meant to be. All right, Pisces, so it does seem like it's maybe a little bit of a step back from, the beginning of the month, but it's okay. Let's see where things are, and we'll, take it from there. Father God, please release Pisces' first base card for mid-June 2017. Father God, please release Pisces' first base card for mid-June 2017. Father God, please release Pisces' first base card for June 2017, mid-month. Father God, please release Pisces' first base card. Alright, Pisces, I know the minute that I say this, something's going to pop up. But are you talking to people, Pisces? Are you talking to people? Let's see what's going on. Father God, please release Pisces' first base card for June 2017, for mid-month of 2017. Okay, we're going to take this. The Chariot. Okay, could be dealing with the Cancer. Father God, please reveal why the Chariot is here for Pisces. I almost said Cancer. What's here for Pisces? Why is the Chariot card here? Please reveal. Father God, why is the Chariot here for Cancer? Okay, so we have the Three of Swords here. Why is the Chariot here? Pisces, Father God, please reveal and release. Oh, Pisces, what's going on this month? You seem a little quiet. Let's see. Father God, please release why Chariot is here. Okay, this card did like a little 360 little flip, so I'm going to go ahead and I kept my eye on it. Oh, okay, Pisces. So we have Justice here. Okay. Maybe it's only 2 for this section here. Let's see. I'm going to shuffle maybe 2 more times. Okay. We wanted to pop out the Nine of Pentacles here. Okay, 3's cool. Actually, I'm going to shuffle one more time. but I think we're okay. Why is the chariot here for Pisces? Have we got anything else that you'd like to reveal? Okay, that's it. Father God, please reveal and release Pisces' second base card for June 2017, mid-month. Okay. Eight of Wands, reverse. Why is the Eight of Wands here? Father God, for in reverse for Pisces for mid-month June. Okay. Wants to pop out. The Ace of Wands. It's an interesting little mix there. I'll go ahead and clear the camera up in a second. Father God, why is the Eight of Wands in reverse here for Cancer for mid-month June 2017? He wanted to pop out. Oh, the Ten of Swords. It's not a bad thing. No, I said ooh, but let's see. And then the other card that popped, or the jumper, I should say. Let's call them jumpers. Is the Knight of Pentacles reverse. Can get the camera a little even for you guys. Yeah. Okay. Father God, please release what is crowning Cancer from mid-June 2017. Okay. He wanted to pop out and he went to the side. So let me just keep track. Okay. This was first. This was second. We'll do him third. We'll do this fourth. Okay. First we have, okay, the star. So let me zoom in for you guys. Star here. And we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. And we have, okay, the Page of Pentacles, reverse. And then we have the Knight of Wands here. And speaking of Pisces, a friend of mine, a really, really awesome, great friend of mine, is a Pisces. And when she saw this deck, I'm not too sure in terms of like region where you guys live, but she said, the reason why I say that is because she said, those look like swap meet cards. And I was like, you're so stupid, shut up. And swap meet is like, you know, I'm pretty sure, like I said, depending upon where you guys live, it's like, if you're in the Bronx or in that area, it's like a bodega. kind of in a sense. You know, I was like, you know what? Her name's Marlene. I was like, Marlene, shut your dang face. Like, what are you talking about? I was like, these are international cards, girl. I said, look it, they're in 4 different languages. She better get it right. She's trying me, right? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so coming into the reading with the Queen of Pentacles here. Okay, see, 4 different languages. This girl better get it together, you know what I mean? Shoot. No, I'm just kidding. But okay. Okay. All right, Pisces. Let's see what's going on with you today, or mid-month, I should say. Okay, just so I'm trying to fit everything in. I'm going to go back to my old way of recording after these mid-months, but I'm just going to continue doing it like this. So 2 base, right? First base, second base. 3 clarifying this base. 3 clarifying the second base. How you came into the reading, and then what's crowning you or in your thoughts. Okay, so I see movement, Pisces. I see movement, right? And I feel Pisces right off the bat. This is movement that was deserved. It was merited. It was needed to be done. And I feel like the decision or something that's needed to be done was, let's see here. This movement that needed to be done, Pisces, or that you have done so far, or I kind of feel like maybe you're thinking about moving, right? Or this movement. Like I said, you could be dealing with the Cancer. Let me just put that out there real quick. Cancer, you could be dealing with a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. I think that's pretty much it. The star. Oh, you could be dealing with an Aquarius. Or you could be possibly dealing with a oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Aries, Sagittarius, or a Leo. Okay, got that out of the way, right? But okay, back to what I was saying because it was good. Okay, Pisces, on this movement that you are moving forward with, you needed to make a decision, Pisces, if you were going to stick with having everything that you need, okay, but still missing one little thing, but overall, Pisces, having everything that you need, or were you going to stick around for the heartbreak? You know, I feel, Pisces, that, you know, you had to make that decision. And with the Justice card right here, smack in the middle between the 3 of Swords and between the 9 of Pentacles, I feel, Pisces, that the reason why it's a 9 of Pentacles right here, it's because it has a lot to do with the 3 of Swords, okay? The 3 of Swords has, you know, it's the card. My God. See, I can't even speak. Like, this is crazy. Get it together, Mark. Okay, the 3 of Swords has a lot to do with heartbreak, right? But also has to do with communication, which led to the heartbreak, guys. Okay, Pisces? But I feel like you have pretty much everything that you do need. Maybe the only thing that you're lacking, Pisces, is the relationship that you want and that you really do need and that you do deserve, right? But are you willing to have it be the 10 of Pentacles in a sense, right? Because it's not really everything that you want, but in a sense, add another pentacle to the 9 to make it a 10, but not have the communication and not have what it is that you need, you know? You need to have the proper communication with your partner, with your significant other, in order for things to succeed, Pisces. Okay? And I feel like when you don't have that, I mean, anyone in general, but when Pisces, you don't have that, it's something that just causes a huge damper on your life, okay? It causes a damper on other people's lives as well, Pisces. And I'm not saying that it's coming directly from you, but, you know, it could be either coming directly from you or it could be, you know, directly caused or coming from the other person. Once again, you know, it's a general reading. Apply it to your situation. But I feel like you did need to move, okay? And this movement caused you to have to choose between the two. Do you want everything that you need and that you do deserve, or do you want to continue going on with this heartbreak? Do you want to continue just sort of in a sense lying to yourself that everything is all honky-dory when, you know, maybe it isn't? when you can no longer be sad and you can no longer put up with the crap that you don't need to put up with, right? You don't need to put up with it anymore, Pisces. Like, let's come out of the period of having people walk all over us or walk all over you. I keep saying us. When I say us, I mean, you guys, but I picture, myself with you and you're sitting right in front of me and I'm saying us like I'm a part of you, delivering the message since I am just, the conduit basically. But I feel, Pisces, like, you need to not let or allow yourself to be walked on anymore all over. Like, enough's enough. You're gonna have to stand up for yourself and say, I'm done. I'm not gonna do that anymore because it only leads to heartbreak, and I'm done being heartbroken. I'm not gonna put up with it anymore. And you have to make that decision. I feel like either you have or you're going to make that decision. Okay? Because the Chariot here is all about movement. It's all about taking that moment of solace and saying, you know what? I'm going to move because I can no longer put up with this. Song popped in my head. If you haven't heard it, there's a great song by Lil Wayne and Alicia Keys. I'm sorry, not Alicia Keys, pour me. Lil Wayne and Keisha Cole. That's who it is, Lil Wayne and Keisha Cole. It's called Enough of No Love. I'll put a link in the description. Let me write that down before I forget. Okay, wrote it down, guys. So, yeah, hear that song, and that's basically what it is, Enough of no love, and you need to get up and you need to move because that's it. You can no longer allow that to happen, And when you have the Queen of Pentacles here, you're trying to create a stability. You're trying to maintain the stability in your life so that you can build upon it. Because when you don't have that stability, you can no longer build upon it. You can't even build what you don't have. Right? And when you allow heartbreak to come in, when you allow heartbreak to happen again and again and again and again, and then you end up having the Ten of Swords, like over here on this side, what are you going to do? You already have 3 damn swords in your heart or, in your back. And then you want to add, 7 more to your back that you have to pull out? How many more swords are you going to allow that's, going to infiltrate you and pierce through your skin and to the point where you then have to remove them? Okay, because over here on this side we have the 8 of Wands in reverse. The 8 of Wands, especially when it's in reverse, it has a little bit to do with, yes, it has a lot to do with, Pisces, with not choosing that wand, okay, that you need to choose. Laying your wands down, and just saying, you know what, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to do this. I'm over it. It's fast conflict, okay, that comes in and that just shoots you down, shoots anyone down for that matter, right? But I can see in your thoughts here, Pisces, that you want the hope and you want to hope to think that things are going to be fine, But there's a difference, Pisces, between, I'm not sure if I called you guys Cancer. I'm sorry, just all the different, videos I'm making. But Pisces, that's what's going on here. Pisces, like, I can see in your thoughts that you do want the hope, and you do want that proper communication, and you're on that venture to apply that proper communication, But I feel like sometimes it gets lost in translation, and then you can't have that proper creativity to bring to the table to manifest the things that you want to manifest and to change the relationship so that it transforms for the better instead of staying stagnant, instead of just staying the way that it is. Because I feel like I'm saying, when it gets lost in translation, I feel like, with the Page of Pentacles in reverse here, I feel like you don't know sometimes how to change things. You don't know how to apply either money to the situation, or you don't know how to apply stability to the situation so that then it's, reciprocity comes from it. Okay, but I'm also picking up, Pisces, that sometimes we also have to realize that the way that we show our love, or the way that we apply our love, whether it's money, whether it's materialistic, whether it's just good old hugs and kisses, whatever the case may be, that may not be the way that other people interpret the love. Now, I'm not saying they're not going to take your gracious gift, but it doesn't mean that that's the way that other people are going to perceive it. So, therefore, therefore, when you keep applying that same method, what are you going to get out of it? It's to no avail, Pisces. You have to switch things up, and you can't stay so, how can I say it, so tenacious in terms of how you think that things should be applied. Yes, it's important, and that's how you do show your love, of course. But you also have to remember, once again, like I've been saying to a lot of my, my queertons, people who seek, readers, do you want it to be absorbed, or do you want it to be ignored? You have to come to that point, Pisces, where you no longer you can give and give and give and give, but if the other person isn't, in a charitable mind frame, or they're not willing to take it in what's going on, if you love that person, you're going to have to adjust the way that you then apply these new situations so that they can then understand where it is you're coming from. Now, vice versa, they should also, take what you give into respect as well, and to say, what, he or she's doing this because, they do love me. But then that's when it comes to the Knight of Swords in your mind or in your thoughts, because you're trying to come up with new ways of applying the communication so that things fall into place, and that things are then absorbed, and that you can talk about things and have an open line of communication. Okay? And I also feel, with the Eight of Wands here, laying your wands down and saying, I'm done. I don't want to fight anymore. And it's also a sense of giving up too, Pisces. Okay? Which is not a bad thing sometimes, especially if it's involved in people that we love, or it's involved with, I should say, people that we love, or it's involving family. We must give up at times and give. You must drop the pride, Pisces, And then when we drop the pride, people can then maybe see and follow suit. And then it was worth it at that point in time. We have to drop that pride, and we have to say, what? I'm no longer going to do this because it's to no avail. I'm giving and giving and giving. You're not receiving, and then I'm going to keep my pride up. So what's being solved? At that point, there's nothing being solved. It's just pure stagnation. And what do you get out of that? Running in place. Why are you wasting your time, Pisces? Might as well just go on and continue with the relationship with the heartbreak if you're going to continue to run in place. And also, vice versa, this can be done to you if you're not doing this to the other person. Apply it to your situation. But why are we running in place? I feel, Pisces, like this is what's transpiring here. And I do feel the movement. I really do. You're starting to finally gain some traction on the ground, and you want to move forward. I see it, right? But I see that with the Nine of Pentacles, you're almost there. So it's like you're running in place a little bit, but you're gaining some traction. You're starting to hear the grip of your shoes on the floor, which is okay, because that's what counts. It's starting and it's beginning to move forward, But also here, with the Ace of Wands, I see, Pisces, that, you do want to understand how to apply your creativity, how to apply a new way, how to move forward. And with the Knight of Pentacles here in reverse, this is someone who just is stagnant, who then, the Knight of Pentacles is one, if not the slowest knight. But when they're in reverse, they just are so damn slow. They don't care about anyone. They're just like, shit, I'm on my little quest, and here I am. And you just, you're trolloping, what's that? How can I do it? The sound of, the the horse, like, right? But instead of it being the knight, where it's supposed to be fast, sorry guys, let me back up. Like, you know, when the Knight of Pentacles is in reverse, this is him. And he's just not moving. He's moving, but once again, running in place. Because then, Pisces, you have the Ten of Swords that continually get put into your back when you don't acknowledge what is actually applying, or the methods as to how you're applying your communication and how it's such a detriment sometimes to you. Once again, this is a general reading, so apply it to the situation. But I can see that, with the Ace of Wands here, like I was saying before, you're working on ways on how to apply your creativity, because with the Eight of Wands here, once again, in reverse, you're laying your wands down. You don't want to fight anymore. And I understand how that feels. You're over it, and you just don't want to continue on the way that you're continuing on with the Three of Swords here, because the Three of Swords is the beginning. It's the application of the heartbreak. But when you continue to pursue on with the same methods, you're going to continue to have that heartbreak. Then you're going to go by threes, 3, 6, 9. Before you know it, that last sword is in your back. But the only good thing, though, Pisces, about it, that the Ten of Swords is that the Ten of Swords means that the worst has happened and we're moving on now. Right? Now becomes a period of rest. Now becomes a time when you can remove all of the swords. But remember, each sword that was in your back, you need to look at it and say, see how far it went in. I hate to get graphic, but see how far it went in and see where the blood begins and where it ends. So that then you can pull it out and see how far it went in and which sword caused that affliction, which one and how far it went in and how it affected you ever so. You have to take that into consideration. And also, with the Knight of Pentacles here in reverse, like I said, the slowness, right? This is someone who is at their own pace. But when you're at your own pace, how is that serving you, when you are at your own pace and when you continue to move as so without any regard for how it's going for you and the pace as to how you're moving? Because if you're going to continue to move slow, can you really blame when all the swords are actually in your back? And can you really blame yourself for the situations when that actually transpires the way that it does? But I can see that there is movement here and that there is a moment of wanting to move forward and wanting to release those swords, and from wanting to release that and from wanting to move from that period, which is great because that's what it's all about. The first step to change is awareness. Now we have to be aware of these things, though, Pisces. We have to be aware as to what we're doing and how we're handling these situations and the people and the situations and circumstances that we're allowing to inflict us. And we need to remember that there's more than one way to skin a cat. There's not just that one way. Back to the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, someone who's extremely slow and is not concerned about everything else that's around them that contributes to the way that these swords are then placed into your back. Now, I do kind of feel this is the old you, this is the new you, okay? Because we're going to change the way that we perceive this. And then we're going to change the Knight of Pentacles upright, which is still slow, but it's okay. As long as we arrive, And then that's the change that's going to come about, okay? And then we'll go from 10 swords to 3. Now, it's not like it's any really better, but at least there's not that many, and maybe you'll catch the 3 of swords. You'll only allow 3 to come and to infiltrate, okay? And then when we get that movement and when we realize that justice needs to be served, whether it's, justice in terms of a hindrance of you moving forward into the manner of causing these swords or other people doing this to you and what you're allowing to come in, this is the movement. And this is when you're going to turn that 9 of Pentacles into 10. You're going to have that emotional fulfillment. But we have to work on it, Pisces, and we have to be aware that this is what's going on. Okay? Now, with that being said, let's pull some advice cards and let's see what, Father God Spirit has for us here. Move these down a little bit. Okay. Father God, as many cards as you like for advice for Pisces for mid-June 2017. Any advice that you'd like to provide or give? I'm going to take these, okay? And then one else also popped up. So it's the Four of Wands. Okay, and then I'm going to take... No, that's it. That's good. Okay, then here we have the King of Cups reversed. Then we also have the Hierophant in reverse here. I'm going to shuffle one more time and let you see, okay? Father God, is there anything else that you would like to provide for Pisces? For advice for how to move forward for mid-June? Okay, I'm going to take all three of these since they dispersed individually. So here we have Judgment. We have the Eight of Pentacles. Then we have the Five of Pentacles. I think Judgment was in reverse. No, just Judgment was up right now. Sorry about that, guys. The Eight of Pentacles. Right. We have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, I want to give you guys Spirit. Father God is just giving us all kinds of cards this month. I'm loving it. Completing the story a little bit better. Okay. A lot of movement here too, shoot. Okay. So, we have the Four of Wands here. King of Cups reversed. The Hierophant reversed. Judgment. Eight of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. Okay. So we have three that are upright, three that are reversed. I'm going to separate these. Okay. So, the old you, Pisces, that went back to the Eight of Wands reversed with the Ace of Wands, King of Pentacles reversed, and the Ten of Swords, okay? That little tri-spread over here, or that was on this side initially. Yeah, let's do this. So it's kind of a little bit easier. It's better to look at. Okay, here we go. So keep it a little consistent. It's like last time, or before the advice cards, we had the old you, the old you here, and then the new you. So in terms of the old you, Pisces, When we have the Four of Wands, that's to do with, confidence, right? Actually, really confident, sort of, in a sense, a little bit, but it's more of, it's like the card of marriage, right? It's the card of just joy and reaping, right? From whatever, the situation is at hand. But we have the King of Cups here in reverse and also the Hierophant in reverse, right? Now, you sometimes can maybe fall into maybe the Seven of Cups situation a little bit, even though it's not here, but it has the idea of, the illusion of success, right? So when, how I'm going to bring that up or tie it into this is because when we think, Pisces, okay, that we want to celebrate, that it's worth celebrating, and we've done all the things that we must do so that we can then have that moment of, that libational moment, that celebratory moment, right? Of, oh, things are working out. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, great. But at the same time though, Pisces, we must understand that what are we celebrating? A success, or a success not really earned, or a success that's not viable to, or that merits, I should say, the celebratory moment, the libation, right? Because the King of Cups here in reverse is, someone who can be a little manipulative, someone who comes in with their emotions and they just say, oh, everything's fine. That's it. Everything's fine. I'm not going to worry about it, right? And also the King of Cups too, when he's in reverse, someone who kind of comes in abruptly and says, this is how I feel, and that's it. So what? Then the Hierophant here in reverse too. You could be maybe dealing with the Taurus as well at this point. Also a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Just going to throw it all out there. When someone comes in and doesn't take anyone else's opinions or feelings into consideration, that's not seeking the knowledge, and that's not seeking that solace or having a moment of solace where you can then say, oh, I understand. I see what's going on now. I'm not approaching this in an appropriate manner. I'm only concerned about myself, right? This is the old you, Pisces. This is how the way that you're not supposed to think. Sometimes we need to think like this. And yes, it does serve us up to a certain point. But we can't continue. We can't come into a space where only what we want is what it is. And that's how it's going to be, right? Given that, it must be merited. But at the same time, when we're just like that and we don't seek the knowledge and we don't understand the root of things, what are we celebrating, Pisces? Are we celebrating some selfishness, some kind of hedonistic, ways of being? Because that's a celebration of just one person invited, and that's the person who is a hedon, right? And hey, that floats your boat, shoot, go for it. But, but there's only one person, and only one invite was sent out, and only one person, reserve their spot. That's not a celebration worth, having. So we have to remember that if we want to involve other people, we must change that way of thinking, right? Because then when we have judgment here, when the proper judgment is applied, when we can then turn the Hierophant, from reverse, and we can turn it upright, when we have the proper judgment because we seek the proper counsel and the proper knowledge, right? And we realize that maybe this isn't the way to go, that I'm not really going to want to do it like this, And then when that happens is when the proper judgment comes in, And then when the proper judgment then comes in, and if you look at the card, let's see if I can come a little closer. Looking at yourself in the mirror, and seeing, what are we throwing at the mirror? What are we gaining from seeing the mirror? Okay? And when we're on top of a precipice, so on top of a plateau, you know, what are we doing here? What are we seeking? We're seeking how to properly apply it. And we're seeing ourselves in the mirror. And therefore we can have, you know, that proper judgment. And when we have that proper judgment, what do we have? We have the Eight of Pentacles here. Okay, this is molding the situation as to how you want to mold it. Because when we seek the proper counsel and the proper judgment, we are given the opportunity to then mold the situation how we want to, not just from ourselves, but from the other party as well. They then allow us to, and they trust us to turn things into a certain position or to work at molding and hitting that pentacle. Okay, and saying this is how we're going to do it because I have you or the other person in mind. Okay, this could be done to you or you could be doing this to the other person, you know, vice versa. And then we avoid the Five of Pentacles. Okay, we avoid not being left out in the cold and feeling like no one is there, that no one loves us or wants us to be around. We avoid that. Even though it's upright here, but it signifies that that's how it happens. One after the other when we judge it properly, because then when we mold it, we'll avoid feeling like the Five of Pentacles. We'll avoid feeling that lonesome and that solitude and that disparaging feeling of being alone and just feeling like we're left out. Okay? Because we want to celebrate with other people, right? Like with the Four of Wands. But we must take other people's feelings into consideration. Because it takes two to tango, you know? Okay, Pisces, I think that sums it all up. But yeah, shoot. It's pretty much it, I think. Yeah. So, work on it, Pisces. You're okay. This is being done to you. Then work on, you know, not allowing those people to come in and to make you feel like you're unworthy and to make you feel like you can't persevere and you can't move on. Because first you need to seek the knowledge. Okay? The Hierophant here. Kind of look the card here. Folding the hands, you know, being on top, right? Seeking that knowledge that you must seek and having it. And knowing that good's going to come from it. Okay, Pisces? Yeah, I think this concludes your mid-month for June. We'll see you in July. Okay?